Yes, sir.
Okay.
You can take in some waiting people.
Yes, sir, we are taking.
Yeah.
We are live and we are recording. You can start.
Yeah.
उसका फायदा नहीं है
Yeah. Stop the music, Dr. Trupti.
उसका और किधर से जॉब दिलाएंगे
Please make a mute of others where things are there.
हमारा क्या गलती है रघु?
Very good afternoon, everyone.
उसका मतलब क्या कर
ಶುಭ ಮಧ್ಯಾಹ್ನ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಶುಭ ಸಂಜೆಯನ್ನು ಕೋರ್ತಾ now I request our beloved patron, the senior homeopath from Bangalore and who is guiding us in this platform of Karnataka Qualified Homeopathic Doctors Association. I request him to make a Shankanadam and create a positive aura in this function. Please, sir, Shankanadam.
Thank you. President Dr. Shripad Hegde is starting.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. By this, I think we are creating a positive aura and creating an energy which is required at present of this COVID-19 crisis. And day to day, every day, we are facing the new problems. Now, I would like to welcome our guests. It is my privilege and prestige also to happily welcome our beloved Vice Chancellor of Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences, Dr. Sachidanand Ji. Sir, we are very happy to welcome you on behalf of Karnataka Qualified Homeopathic Doctors Association for the 266th Hanuman's birthday, as well as World Homeopathy Day and National Webinar. And we are very happy to welcome you, sir. And
thank you so much. Thank you.
Honorable guest, Director General of CCRH, Dr. Anil Khurana Ji. Sir, we are very happy to welcome you for this session to inaugurate the what we are launching the new e-magazine, that is Karnataka Qualified Homeopathic Doctors, Ms. KQHDA Homeo Sandesh. Sir, we are very happy to welcome you, sir. And our next our beloved patron, Dr. B.D. Patel, sir, to preside this function and guide us to go ahead, take ahead. Sir, we are very happy to welcome you. And by the same time, I welcome the resource person for the webinar, Dr. Praveen Suvarna, the retired principal of JSPS College, Hyderabad. Sir, we are very happy to welcome you. And by the same time, all the office bearers, including Professor Dr. H.L. Swami, our chairman, as well as all the office bearers, vice presidents, and immediate past presidents like Dr. Srinivas and Dr. Praveen Kumar, and our vice president, Dr. Anand Kulkarni, and Deepa Raje, and so many persons, and our first joint director, Dr. Prakash Kumar, and a very senior Dr. SKM Shastri. Like that, the many persons are here, and our very juniors like Krishnamurthy, Deepa Raje, and Ragi Anand. So many the new who supposed to carry the homeopathic wave in the future. They also, I welcome you all wholeheartedly on behalf of Karnataka Qualified Homeopathic Doctors Association and our whole team of working behind me, our secretary, Dr. Shubha, and Dr. Chirant, Dr. Trupti, Manusha, overall there with us to make the whole year of this COVID crisis. During that continuous series of webinars, we could able to make it. I welcome you all. I am very happy to be with you to celebrate the 266th Hanuman's birthday. We are very happy, sir. Now we will go ahead for the inauguration of the function. Now I request our beloved Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Sachidanand sir, to inaugurate by lighting the lamp, sir. I request our computer G to light the lamp and make it. Sir, on this, what I can say, the virtual programs, I think we are learning so many new things, and by the same time, how to manage during COVID crisis. And out of the doctors, we learned many technical issues also. We became engineers and so many other issues. We are very happy. Now, let us all pray God by lighting the lamp. Please, Dr. Trupti.
Audio, video.
Share.
Is it visible?
No, you share it. Share it. You're not sharing.
1 minute.
Dr. Tripti, you need to share it.
Yes, sir, 1 minute.
Shall I share, Tripti? It's not visible, Tripti.
Tripti, you need to share screen,
Tripti is not visible.
share screen.
1 minute, sir.
Otherwise, I will share, please.
Okay, sir. Visible, sir?
No.
Do
Allow
one
me to
thing,
share.
you allow Dr. Shripad Hegde to share it.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Dr. Hegde sir, you only share it.
Is visible, sir?
Yes, yes, that is great. With the music. Audio is not there. Yeah. Volume to be increased. That's great. That's great.
Thank you very much, sir. On behalf of you, where the professor could able to make it. Now we will go ahead for the next.
Your volume is less, Dr. Shripad Hegde ji. Increase your volume.
Yeah.
I now request our beloved President, Dr. Shripad Hegde, to offer floral tribute to our founder and master of homeopathy, Dr. Samuel Hahnemann. Hegde, sir.
Qualified Holistic Doctors Association, I would make honor to the feet of Master Samuel Hahnemann.
That was great. That was great.
Thank you very much, sir, for giving me an opportunity to give my heartfelt respect to the founder of homeopathy, Dr. Samuel Hahnemann.
I think you did this because on behalf of all of us.
Yeah, on behalf of all the homeopathic doctors and in needy one who is actually needs the help of the society and the doctor's help.
Yes.
Because the situation is so like that, wherever we are there, safely we have to pray or we have to conduct the function. Otherwise, our plan was there to make it on the floor only. Even we have booked the hall to conduct a national level, some competitions as well as celebration in a grand way. But COVID has restricted us to celebrate virtually. See, we have so many difficulties in going ahead with our day-to-day practice, managing the cases of COVID-19 with a homeopathy, where we have to see so many problems, so many difficulties, so many challenges, how we are facing it. I think last year, in the same time, we have started our struggle to help the society, help the needy, as well as proving the efficacy of our homeopathic medicines. I think Dr. Anil Khurana ji is here with us, and we know how much struggle we made to bring to a genus epidemicus as well as immune boosters, how best we could able to make the things. But still, I feel that where we need a more proper and systematic study of the things, which is still the day-to-day requirement. where after distribution of immune boosters, I think we could not able to make a proper follow-up. Otherwise, today, again, we are facing the new problem. If the solution is there, then it is very easy to handle such cases. And by the same time, altogether, we have to work for the new protocol to handle the new virus, which is the genome, which is coming out as a different nature of its expression, as well as attacking very fast. And what we are all seeing day to day, now the target is children's as well as the one who is above the or below the age of 40, 45. This is another new challenge. And day to day, the number of increasing, and being in Karnataka or the Bangalore city, we are facing, I think Dr. Sachidanand sir will agree with me, every day the new challenges are coming because of the maybe hospital, maybe medicine, maybe transport or oxygen, so many criteria. Along with that, what medicine is the right medicine, which is right or which is wrong. All the medical fraternity, all our brothers and sisters, we are actually really facing that problem. Even along with all the things where we have to see that all together we have to work. And my sincere request in this platform, as a president of Karnataka Qualified Homeopathic Doctors Association, if we could able to work together, we can deal with this COVID-19, the second wave, which is actually threatening all India as well as the world. I'm very confident of that. Without homeopathic medicines, I think the treatment or any system or whatever the things we say that it is incomplete. Even World Health Organization says that homeopathy is the second best medicine which has been taken all over the world. And if that is the situation, my sincere request and observation is there as a president, as well as personally, what I have seen that advisory committee from the government of India has been formed, and I don't find any homeopathic name in that. And our department says that Ayush, it is Ayurveda, Yoga, Naturopathy, Unani. But my sincere request is that still they can add one of the who is a very senior expert who could able to give better advice to the government of India. Maybe they should be included. This is my sincere and humble request for the authority, where they could able to take this message to the government of India or a concerned authority. And on this auspicious occasion, I request all of you, in the name of homeopathy, guide the public and patients very properly. Because the three things what we are seeing today is more than the disease is threatening is fear, anxiety, and uncertainty. We are not very sure. Because since morning, even I myself can share that I have heard the 3-4 patients' death suddenly. Yesterday, they got some disturbance. They received the report as a positive COVID test, and within 2-3 hours after confirming, they have collapsed and died. See, that's why I said the uncertainty. That fear is there, anxiety is there. What may happen, what time, what may go wrong. With all these, the fear we are living now, to come out of that, actually, we are the best person to guide them. Now, for example, vaccination also, they are in confusion. There's uncertainty, whether they have to take Covishield or they have to take Covaxin. See, there should be some clarity, where as a doctors, we have a very important and crucial role in this crisis of COVID-19. I hope, I wish the overall suffering or for them, the fast recovery, and one should take care of preventive measures, and one should be careful, and they should be aware of that, what are the best measures they could able to take. With all these measures, I welcome you all for this 266th Hanuman's birthday. I wish you all the best. Now my request, in short, our chairman, Dr. H.L. Swami, to give a brief report of the KQHD, the last 1 year after the webinar, what are the activities we did, the proactive activities which could able to help for the society as well as the government and the public. Please, Dr. Swami.
Thank you, sir. Dignitaries, my friends and students, I am privileged to give the annual brief KQHDA report. Before that, I want to just inform that the motto of KQHDA is the serving humanity and spreading homeopathy. That in this crisis hour, we are doing with the best thing. And KQHDA started in 1992. It is almost 30 years. We are regularly doing the service, fellowship, and education. These are the three legs on that the KQHDA stands. The fellowship, we have a wonderful communication and networking among our members. We have around 150 plus life members and more than 500 active members in our KQHDA. We keep the strong bonding. We are more than a professional colleagues. It's like a family. Either it is a professional challenges or any personal challenges. We stand each other and make a strong commitment, and we have that feeling of strong bonding. And second thing is the service. We are serving the society, nation, and homeopathic fraternity. We run a free charitable clinic in temples, old age homes, orphanage, and we had a mobile homeopathic clinic along with the Rotary Club. We do the blood camp, and as a nation, we are always there in forefront whenever there is a crisis in the nation. It may be a flood, it may be the epidemic or pandemic. So last year, 2 years back, when there was a flood in Kerala and Coorg, we collected the amount and we distributed the medicines and we donated for the CM fund. Even the last year, for a COVID relief fund, we donated more than 1.5 lakhs to Chief Minister Fund of the Karnataka Chief Minister Fund. And we distributed the free medicines, preventive medicines for more than 2 lakhs needy people in 38 villages in 8 districts of Karnataka with the help of Arogya Seva Trust, where even the vehicles are not going. In those places also, we distributed our free homeopathic preventive medicine to the more than 2 lakh needy people. And I am very proud to say this one. And the third leg is education. So when education comes, we are regularly, for last 30 years, I think it is one of the very few organizations, they are doing every month CME program, continuous CME program without a break. Even COVID could not stop us. And almost we done more than 15 national seminars in Bangalore, out of Bangalore, in Belgaum, and out of Karnataka in Pondicherry. And we did one very successful grand international conference 4 years back, where more than 40 countries delegates attended. The delegates was more than 1,000. And even in this COVID period, we are meeting virtually. We are making webinars. So our webinars, it is a marathon of webinars, started on 3rd May 2020. Our Honorable Director General, Dr. Anil Khurana was our first speaker. We started almost making like a national, international webinars, more than one webinar in a month. During the lockdown period, almost we did it every week. And very popular national, international speakers were there. To name few, Dr. Anil Khurana, Dr. Kumar Dhawale, Dr. Manoj Patel, Dr. Dilip Dikshit, Dr. B.D. Patel, Dr. Shripad Hegde, Dr. H.L. Swami, Dr. Mukhinder Singh, Dr. S.K. Tiwari, Dr. Ajit Kulkarni, Dr. Pradeep Kumar Gupta, Dr. Lata Devraj, and so on. And we had international speakers like Andre Saini and Dora Povacha, etc. for our webinars. We did these webinars without even a single break. So our record of continued medical education was non-stop in spite of the lockdown. Only thing is platform changed. Okay, and with these activities in brief, I am in front of you, and we are crossing one more milestone. We are launching the e-magazine, Homeo Sandesh, and for the detailed activities, you can visit us in our website, www.kqhda.com. And I request all the members who are not become the life members to join as a life member, to come and join to our family. And our KQHDA has got 80G. So all the donation what you does more than 2,000 rupees will get a tax exemption. Even your life membership also will attract the tax exemption. I request all of you to make this opportunity and become the life members. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you, Dr. H.L. Swami. Thank you very much. Now I request Dr. Anand Kulkarni, the principal, professor of Harvard Homeopathic College, to introduce our honorable chief guest, Dr. S. Sachidanand, Vice Chancellor of Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences. Dr. Anand Kulkarni, please.
Very warm good afternoon to everyone. Thank you so much, Hegde sir. It is my extreme privilege to introduce Dr. S. Sachidanand, the Honorable Vice Chancellor of Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences, Karnataka, Bengaluru. I am trying to introduce a man who actually doesn't require any introduction at the first place. Dr. Sachidananda has been attached to the Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences in various capacities since long. He was till recently the Director of Medical Education, Government of Karnataka. He is former Dean cum Director of the prestigious Bangalore Medical College and Research Center. And our association with Dr. Sachidananda has been the 2 stints that he had in the university as registrar evaluation. He has been in teaching since so many years. He was professor and head department of dermatology in Bangalore Medical College. Sir was president of IADVL in the past. He was president of SARAD, the South Asian Regional Association of Dermatologists. Presently, he is president of Association of Cutaneous Surgeons of India. He has been pioneer in so many fellowships. Because of his efforts, so many fellowships have been started either in the university or in various universities across the country. A very pioneering dental aesthetist of repute, of international repute, we have amongst us. He has published more than 116 plus articles in index journals and has conducted many conferences. To number, it has crossed 27. He has edited and co-authored 12 undergraduate and postgraduate books in dermatology. And more than that, what I would like to submit is he has been the most affectionate person that we have in the university. Every one of us who are connected with university know him rather than Dr. S. Sachidananda as our Sachi sir. I take privilege in welcoming Dr. Sachidananda. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Anand Kulkarni ji. Thank you very much. It is what he said rightly. Dr. Sachidanand ji is not just like a vice chancellor. He is one of our elder brother who could able to get the good name and fame to the Rajiv Gandhi University, and that is our pride in Karnataka, being working under such universities. Now I request our honorable vice chancellor, Dr. Sachidanand ji, to address this gathering, sir. Sir, unmute.
Introduction. Can you hear me?
Yeah, sir.
Yeah. Thank you so much for introducing me, Dr. Anand Kulkarni. Very elaborate introduction. I'm very honored when Dr. Sripad Hegde mentioned that I'm the elder brother of all of you. Such an affectionate introduction. Thank you so much, Dr. Sripad Hegde. Yeah. First of all, let me take this opportunity to thank all the organizers for inviting me for this particular function. The 266th birthday of Samuel Hahnemann, and also World Homeopathy Day. It's a very unique combination that both are coinciding on the same day. I congratulate all of you for the World Health Day, Homeopathy Day celebrations. And very recently, we also had our World Health Day on April 7th as well. Let me take this opportunity to pay my respects to Dr. Anil Kurana, the chairman of Board of Governors, Central Council of Homeopathy, and also Dr. B.D. Patel, who is very well known homeopath, former principal of Government Health Medical College, Bangalore, and also Professor Dr. Praveen Suvarna, retired principal from JSPS HMC, Hyderabad. And my respects to also the chairman of Karnataka Qualified Homeopathic Doctors Association, Dr. H.L. Swami, Dr. Sripad Hegde, president, and Dr. Shubha, secretary. I'm also happy that today we're bringing out a magazine, which is going to be a mouthpiece of this organization, Qualified Homeopathic Doctors Association. Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences is celebrating its 25th year of existence. It started in 1996, and this year is the Silver Jubilee year. We have interwoven a lot of activities, which includes even celebrations for homeopathy faculty. All of them are very keenly participating and bringing out a lot of webinars, CME programs, quiz programs, and like. Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences is a very unique example, wherein we have integration of modern medicine, homeopathy, Ayurveda, Indian system of medicine, Unani, physiotherapy, pharmacy, nursing, and allied health sciences. A combination of almost 10 faculties are there in RGHS, which we are all. I'm proud to say that all the faculty members are in harmony with each other. They're always putting their heads together in academic council and trying to bring out the best curriculum possible. The curricula of RGHS designed by our faculty is always in demand. Many other universities also try to replicate the same. So such is the standard of education that is being imparted from RGHS, and it's a proud moment for all of us. At the same time, I would suggest that we all of us take forward the celebrations of Dr. Hahnemann, Samuel Hahnemann. He has been a father of homeopathy, and for the last 5 centuries, he has the system of medicine, like cures like, similis curantus. Similis curantus is a very famous adage, wherein the principle of like cures like has been adopted, and for the last 5 centuries, this medicine system of medicine has stood the test of time. What is required at the present day is that we need to rise ourselves to the present day problems that we are facing. Dr. Sripad Hegde already mentioned about the same, and he mentioned about the present COVID situation that is happening. And we all of us, whether we are in modern medicine or homeopathy or Ayush or Indian system of medicine, we need to provide solutions for the present situation that the country is going through. So it is important that all of us integrate together and bring out a system of medicine, holistic system of medicine, which will help our patients, which will help us to tide over the present crisis, which will also help us to thwart this pandemic. And also, let us all be warned that this particular century is a century of pandemics. We are going to face much more pandemics, much more viral diseases in the future. So we need to be prepared. And all of us have to put our heads together to see that we fight the pandemic together. That is what is the order of the day. That is the need of the hour. And I'm sure all of you in Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences and all the homeopathy practitioners, the faculty members who are attending the national seminar today, will all agree with me that the need of the hour is to integrate ourselves, integrate our system of medicine, and try to bring out a holistic approach to treat any disease that the humankind is suffering. And that is what is required. RGHS is striving hard to bring out such research.
Some problem with the audio? So there's a problem with audio, Dr. Sachidanand ji.
There is some problem with the signal, sir.
Yes, signal, yeah. He's using mobile. It should be more clear in mobile.
I think there is a disturbance in the connection.
Some technical connection issue.
Yeah.
I would request all of you to
Breaking, sir.
read yourself on this day.
I think, sir, the connection is poor.
On for respect to the great soul, Samuel Hahnemann, that we all will share. That is what my organizers of Karnataka qualified, and I wish them all good luck again. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
sir.
Thank you, sharing your
sir.
ideas and being a inaugurator to our Hahnemann's birthday celebration. Sir, we would like to say one more very important announcement on this platform today in front of the Honorable Vice Chancellor of Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences. Our beloved patron, Dr. B.D. Patel, sir, is actually installing the 2 gold medals for the highest scoring in the subject of organon as well as repertory in his mother's name. Give him a big hand. This is how we encourage the students, one who is coming up with a good knowledge of homeopathy.
This we are doing for last 4 years.
Last 4 years we are doing it, sir. It's continuation of the things. Sir, we congratulate you and thank you for encouraging the students to score more marks. Now I request our immediate past president, Dr. Chaitali Kulkarni, to introduce our another guest of honor today, Dr. Anil Khurana ji. Dr. Chaitali Kulkarni, please.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Dr. Hegde, sir, for giving me this opportunity to introduce our today's guest of honor, Dr. Anil Khurana, sir. As we all know, Dr. Anil Khurana is a Director General of Central Council of Research in Homeopathy, CCRH. He is a Chairman of Board of Directors, Central Council of Homeopathy, New Delhi. If we all remember, as correctly Swami sir said, that last year around this time only, KQHDA started a webinar series and he was one of the pioneer speaker. And we today all are fortunate to have him again today. Welcome, sir. For his, we don't require his introduction, but formally, Dr. Khurana has an experience over 30 years in the council, that is CCRH, and he has worked in all the areas of research, like including of clinical research, basic research, fundamental research, drug standardization, clinical verification, and drug proving. He has more than 70 research publications in various national and international journals to his credit. He has undertaken postdoctoral fellowship in HIV/AIDS in University of California, Los Angeles, US. He has also acquired the qualification of bioethicist from ICMR IGNOU one joint course. Currently, he is one of the editors of Indian Journal of Research in Homeopathy, the official journal of CCRH. Welcome, Dr. Anil Khurana, sir, to KQHDA forum. Now I request Hegde sir to take over from me.
Thank you,
Thanks for the-
Dr. Chaitali Kulkarni. This is not only that, out of all these things, we should learn from him that how best simple living and high thinking. That is the
Yes.
personality, Dr. Anil Khurana. See, though he is actually the leading now at present the nation's highest apex body, being a chairman of board of directors of Central Council of Homeopathy, as well as he's a director general of Central Council of Research in Homeopathy. The still down to earth simplicity and mixing with everyone and working together. And I hope if sir agrees with me, it is not easy. I think last 1 year was the very crucial throughout our homeopathic field of administration, what I feel. I think maybe the many such officers have been sandwiched. They have to convince the government, they have to convince the public, they have to convince the departmental persons. And with all these very calm and cool mind, I think Dr. Anil Khurana ji did a lot of great work. That is the very special nature of Dr. Anil Khurana. Give him a big hand. He is with us today. On behalf of him, I request the computer ji to launch the very prestigious Karnataka Qualified Homeopathic Doctors Association's Homeo Sandesh. Sir Khurana ji, with your permission, we will show some pages of that. Then I will give back to you.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I think now it is visible very clearly.
Yeah.
This is the first page of this KQHDA Homeo Sandesh, Karnataka Qualified Homeopathic Doctors Association.
You can enlarge it also. Hegde sir,
This is
double click, you can enlarge it. Click it.
the whole, this thing may not come, sir.
That's what, fine.
This way. Because whole page at a time may not be
Yeah.
visible.
Yeah.
This is very clear. And the first photo that we have put that KQHDA office bearers as honoring our respected Honorable Minister Sripad S. Naik ji. And in this issue, we can see the John Martin Onenberg, who has brought the homeopathy to India and COVID-19 response and containment measures. It was the first webinar we had with our Dr. Anil Khurana. And then later Dr. Kumar Dhavle and Manoj Patel's article and Andre Sain and Dr. Dilip Dikshitis. And one page we have reserved for the Kannada article that is related to the homeopathy or the medical science, then the photo gallery. And this is the next page where I very proudly I can say that where I am sharing or making a role of editor, and our editorial team, Dr. Lata Devarajan, Dr. Chirant, Dr. Tripti Pai, Dr. Tejasvi K. Patil, and Dr. Anusha Kulkarni. And with the seniors advisory committee, Dr. B.D. Patel, Dr. S.K. Tiwari, Dr. Anand Kulkarni, Dr. H.L. Swami, and Dr. P.D. Praveen Kumar. Under this, we have started this. I hope all you will wish for the progress of this Karnataka Qualified Homeopathic Doctors Association Homeo Sandesh. These are the pages which goes the patron's message or the blessings, I say. And this is Dr. Anirudh Verma's wishes and message, where he is a Homeopathic Research Society's chairman as well as ex-CCH member. And this is pioneer Dr. John Martin Onenberg, who brought things, and Maharaja Ranjit Singh's photo, who was the first patient who had treated with homeopathy. This is Dr. Anil Khurana's article. I think May first week we had started our webinar series. That is the first webinar, and that was inaugurated by Dr. Anil Khurana. And this is the second year we are going ahead with. Again, we are lucky that you are here with us, sir. We are very much thankful to you. And this issue we are bringing with a Corona or COVID-19 special issue. And these are all the details are there. And this is next article by Dr. Kumar Dhavle and Dr. Manoj Patel. Mainly on the mental health, because what I was mentioning, anxiety, fear, and intolerance or uncertainties, all these things have a lot of effect with COVID, without COVID. And this is another Andre Sain is the practical experience what he had and he has shared with us. And this is Dilip Dikshit, another senior homeopath from Mumbai, was the very research oriented, the stalwart. He says that after that he did a lot of research work also in this. I think we are do. This is the last article by Kannada. COVID-19 homeopathy patra by Dr. H.L. Swami. And this is the whole last year's our series of webinars where we could able to conduct it. Sir, now I request Dr. Anil Khurana ji to address us, sir. Please.
Thank you. First, the organizers, Karnataka Qualified Homeopathy Doctor Association. I hope I am audible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Little louder. Can you increase the volume of your computer?
Sure. So, you all know that we are passing through difficult times. And this is the second time I am appearing here in front of you after last May, 3rd May of 2020. We just began with our research studies. And before that, almost for 2 months during lockdown and in April month, we were fighting for our presence in this kind of a scenario. And we successfully took over that particular part where Ministry of Ayush issued an advisory, including our homeopathic medicine, arsenic album, as one of the prophylactic medicine, along with other Ayush interventions. I see the same faces here. Dr. Patel, Dr. Hegde, Dr. Kulkarni, and thanks to Dr. Sachidanand who have been here for encouraging all homeopathic doctors on this World Homeopathic Day. And what can be the right tribute to Hanuman? The right tribute to Hanuman is to practice homeopathy in its holistic way. Because the principle which he has laid down is still finding challenges, although it is the foolproof system. It has its own limitations that has been acknowledged by Hanuman himself in his Organon of Medicine. But the arena of homeopathy is wide, from very simple acute illness to long-term chronic illnesses. So Hanuman's principles have stood the upheavals of time. We all know about that. It has stood the challenges it has faced since more than 200 years now. During COVID times, it has been proven again and again that homeopathic medicine has worked wonders. So allow me to make a small presentation here, because everybody would like to actually listen to what we have done since last I addressed to this gathering after May 2020. And in World Homeopathy Day, if you could listen to our presentation in virtual mode, if you could have joined, you must have listened to these kind of presentations there also. So I hope my presentation is visible.
Yeah.
Sir. You can make full screen.
Yeah. Is it fine?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So I'm just giving a glimpse of what are the results of these COVID-19 studies. And before that, I just want to add an information which Dr. Hegde pointed out, that there is no representation of homeopathy in Ayush Advisory Committee. I immediately took up to the ministry and they included my name as Chairman, Board of Governors of CCH.
Oh, good. Congratulations, sir.
Congratulations, sir.
This revised order has been issued.
Congratulations, sir.
But still, we are asking the Ministry of Ayush to include personalities from private sector also.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
At the end of January,
Mute everyone except the speaker, please.
at the end of January, when we were having a discussion with Scientific Advisory Board, the ministry asked us to what we can offer for this upcoming pandemic. And we all know that at that time, I also mentioned in my presentation in May 2020, and we came out with arsenic album 30 as a prophylactic medicine. But everybody in industry to know whether arsenic has worked well, whether it has been validated as a genus epidemicus or not. And then we also came out with guidelines for homeopathic practitioners for COVID-19. And this is available on Ministry of Ayush website. And you also know that these advisories and guidelines have been upheld by Supreme Court now in an order in December 2020 that homeopathic doctors are allowed to treat COVID patients according to these guidelines. Subsequently, many state governments took up advisories in their respective states to distribute arsenic album 30. And as per the data which we have received through Ayush Sanjeevani app, crores of people have consumed this arsenic album 30 over a period of last 1 year. This data has been compiled on this Ayush Sanjeevani app, and thanks to all homeopathy practitioners who have contributed cumulatively to this data, which has been accumulated with this Ministry of Ayush. Now, when we are talking about what actually we have achieved in COVID-19 pandemic, so when we started with this journey at that time in April, when Ministry of Ayush issued a notification allowing homeopathic research in a COVID treatment center, we had at that time different kind of set of populations were available with us. Like there were unexposed asymptomatic patients where we started taking up prophylactic studies using arsenic album. Then there was an exposed asymptomatic who were quarantined in different settings like in schools, other premises. They were also provided with the arsenic album 30 so as they should not go into symptomatic stage. And they, whether they developed this COVID disease or not. Then we also took up studies on COVID-19 positive asymptomatic patients. You all know that 81% of COVID positive patients, they do not develop symptoms because of their own immune status, and they remain, but they are potential spreaders of infection. So it was a challenge to first identify those COVID-19 positive patients, and this was facilitated by government at that time, that they actually converted some of the homeopathic medical college into COVID care centers where these COVID-19 positive asymptomatic or with mild infections were actually put in there. And we could take up those trials with these in some of the homeopathic medical colleges. Then with mild COVID-19 symptoms, and then again, we were allowed to take up studies with moderate to severe COVID-19 symptoms in COVID treatment center in allopathic hospitals, where indicated homeopathic medicines were given with their usual care protocol. So these are different kind of study populations which we selected thereafter, and we took up almost 20 research studies. Out of that, 13 have been completed, and I am presenting some of the results of those studies. There were certain studies which were prophylactic studies, like this was one of the studies which we took in Delhi in red zones, the containment areas. Almost more than 10,000 people were provided intervention, and out of that, almost 6,590 received homeopathic intervention, arsenic album 30. We followed them up for at least for 21 days, whether they developed any infection, because they were highly vulnerable population in containment areas to catch this infection. And another population of 3,590, they were actually given only, they were only observed for those many days, so that we can compare whether how much effective our homeopathic medicine arsenic albumin was. So this study, if you see the last lines, before intervention, confirmed suspected cases in treatment group was only 117, 1.77% out of 6,598. And in control group, there were 9 out of 0.25% and out of 3,588 respectively. And the results are very, very encouraging. If you can see that 83.45% reduction in COVID-19 cases in the medicine group over a period of 9 weeks in comparison to control group. And out of this, there is a population of 7,000 people whom we are following since last 1 year. And we actually assured ourselves that they are taking medicines every month as per the advisory. And you'll be surprised to know that all these people who have completed almost a year are taking 3 doses every month. Almost 95 to 96% people did not develop a single symptom of this disease. Then we took up another challenge of taking up this study as pan-India, not actually pan-India, but it's a multi-centric study in Delhi, Chennai, Mumbai, Kolkata, Machilipatnam, Hyderabad, Surat, with a very big population of 32,000 people in containment areas. Again, here the sample size was calculated according to the statistical tools as a feasibility criteria. And in the control group, no intervention was given. We observed them again for 21 days to see whether they develop these symptoms of COVID or they become positive. And again, if you can see the data here, if you see, there was 79% reduction in COVID-19 cases in the medicine group over a period of 3 weeks in comparison to control group. And these results are highly, highly statistical significant. Another study which we joined hand with the homeopathic medical colleges, who were actually, as per the advisory issued by the state government and from the central advisory, they started distributing arsenic albumin 30 to the population. And almost 1.71 crores of population was covered by our homeopathic medical colleges. We then, some of the colleges, we told them to follow these patient population at least for 21 days, so that we want to assess whether any person develops any symptom or there was no control population, but we want to see what happened to these people post prophylaxis intervention. And we collected almost 6.69 individual data, 6.69 lakh, 6,69,726. And you can now very well imagine that only 0.7% cases, they had either COVID-19 suspecting or probable cases. Only 127 cases out of this whole became positive. And so the population who develop any symptoms are 99.3%. So at this time, you can see this, what homeopathic arsenic albumin has been successfully validated that yes, it was the right medicine as a genus epidemicus and has a protection rate of almost 81 to 85%. Coming to the another study we took up in a mass prophylaxis against COVID-19 in Delhi prisons. We covered 3 Delhi prisons in Tihar, Mandoli, and Rohini. Almost 21,673 inmates of Delhi prison were given arsenic albumin 30 and they were followed up for 3 months. And if you can see, by the phase 3, we started in June, and in phase 3 in August 2020, in phase 2 and phase 3, you can see the prisoners who tested positive became almost 0. So then we started taking up prophylactic treatment studies, where we wanted to actually take up whether these patients can be managed with homeopathic medicine as an add-on to the usual care being given at allopathic hospitals. And you can see the first study we took up on asymptomatic COVID-19 individuals in Bhopal, Government Homeopathic Medical College, which are declared as COVID care center. As per the local advisory, they were given hydroxychloroquine HCQ 400 milligram twice daily on first day, and thereafter 200 milligram. We added with vitamin C and vitamin B complex. We added homeopathic medicines in 3 arms. In one of the arm, they were given arsenic aluminum 30C. Another arm, camphora 1M, and third arm was Bryonia alba 30, and fourth arm was of placebo, means only hydroxychloroquine and all these medicines. We can see that arsenic aluminum 30 on 5th day reverted, means they become COVID negative on 5th day maximum by arsenic, although it was close to camphora and Bryonia also. But on 10th day and 15th day, almost most of the patients were become seronegative. Although the statistical significance was not very high as compared to these medicines, but still we could not take up that medicine because of the advisory that can we treat them as a standalone with homeopathic medicine. They were given HCQs, vitamin B and other things simultaneously. Then this was a study on mild and moderate patients in Chirayu Hospital in Bhopal, where we treated almost 300 patients, 150 in homeopathic intervention group add-on, and 150 patients only on standard care. So if you can see, you can see the results of these studies. The patients in medicine group got relieved symptoms 2 days earlier. And if you can see that this time to recovery period, there was a 2-day early recovery in homeopathic group. The resolution of fever was 20 hours earlier in add-on homeopathic group. There was 61% decrease in CRP level in add-on treatment group. So all these parameters were highly significant, that if you simply add homeopathic medicine as an indicated medicine, the results were highly significant in favor of homeopathy. All these patients were given indicated medicine. There was no specific medicine given to them. Another study we took up at AIIMS Jhajjar near Delhi. And in this case, we added severe cases also. And the objective was whether to compare duration required for change in disease status in patients receiving adjuvant homeopathic intervention with those receiving standard of care, and to assess and compare involvement in laboratory parameters and MIMOP scale. Here again, we can see here that homeopathy arm had lesser casualties and lesser time to RT-PCR negative for COVID-19. You can see here the improvement assessed through the WHO's clinical outcome ordinal scale, which actually captures the oxygen saturation level also. And we also compared all our laboratory parameters on CRP, D-dimer, IL-6 also. And all these parameters were much more better in homeopathic group as compared to standard of care alone. Again, another opportunity actually came to us in Gujarat state, where Gujarat state actually allowed adjuvant homeopathic treatment in their civil hospitals, and they placed homeopathic doctors from dispensaries to the IPDs, and we had a handholding with them to provide them a uniform case structured format, and they captured the whole information according to our case recording pro forma, and we received almost data of nearly 4,000 such cases treated with add-on homeopathic medicine. And if you can see here, the 78% patients got relieved of symptoms between 0 to 6 days of taking adjuvant homeopathy, and comorbidities were present in 24.7% of these patients. And even then, none of them have gone into a complicated stage in homeopathy add-on group. Now coming back to another development which we want every homeopathic medicine, because I am addressing the Qualified Homeopathic Medicine Association, Doctors Association. This is a repository which we have launched on our World Homeopathic Day. This is a homeopathic clinical case repository. And we want every homeopath who has treated any type of case successfully, and they are having a good amount of documentation in support of that recovery. They should register themselves here, start uploading their cases. These cases will be visible to them and they can analyze their own case studies, and at the back end, we will be able to review your cases and we will submit these cases in the database actually. And we expect that at least one case by each homeopath per month it can be uploaded easily. And we have more than 300,000 homeopathic practitioners, registered homeopathic practitioners in India. I expect 10% of them to use this repository, because many homeopaths have their success stories, but they don't have a time to actually showcase their such success on a regular manner. They can upload these cases here in this repository. If one doctor gives one case per month, which means 12 cases per month per year, and if 10,000 doctors contribute to this, we have 1,20,000 cases per annum into this repository. And we can tell the policy makers tomorrow which kind of case study you want to see, whether this can be managed by homeopathy. Our database will be able to tell that, yes, this case has been successfully treated, whether it is a rare disease, incurable disease, or any kind of acute disease with a good amount of evidence of recovery. So just have a look on this video on this HCCR.
Sir, not playing. Very difficult.
Not visible properly. So it's not visible.
Sir, video is not visible. I think you have to.
Yes, you have to first, you have to close this presentation and then again put the video.
Okay.
And then reload the
Sure,
share screen.
Yeah.
Sir, you can play that and reshare the screen.
Yeah. Maybe there is some technical problem. I can share that. I can send this to the organizers.
Yeah, please
You
do.
can always send it to all our participants here.
Yeah.
This is a actually repository where you can always look into the details here.
Yeah.
So I request everyone to watch this video and register yourself here so that
All the guidelines are there in that, sir?
You'll be able to contribute this immensely to this database now.
Sir, all the guidelines are there in that video?
Everything, this is on our website of
Okay,
this
okay.
HCCR. You can look into that.
Sir, you can share the link, website link in the chat box.
Here it is, Homeopathy Clinical Case Repository.
Okay, okay.
Yes, just Google it.
Yeah.
Homeopathy Clinical Case Repository, you will be able to reach here.
Okay, sir.
So thank you for inviting me here, and
thank you.
Especially I look forward to immense contribution of all our practitioners here in this COVID fight, which is now has gone into the second stage of highly virulent variant virus. And we have to actually guide our students properly. And in one of my presentation here in Z News channel yesterday, I stressed upon that particular part, especially that this advisory of arsenic aluminum 30 actually again should be recirculated. And it still holds true to get that.
Okay. Or any other protocol is been planning, sir, studying?
Yes, we will be taking up, we have started taking up studies for post-COVID studies also now. And for this particular part also, we are looking up collecting data on this particular new variant virus, because it has just started and we are now taking up with other authorities to allow us to take up those further studies into this area.
There is a slight change in the symptomatology of the COVID, present COVID.
Yes.
Are we taking that into consideration?
Yes. Tomorrow we have a scientific advisory board meeting in our CCRH.
Okay.
Where we have collected such information. We'll be discussing it at length with our experts. And we'll be coming up with all such advisories and information that will be shared with from our website and from Facebook page also.
It would be very nice, because apart from arsenicol, are any new drugs coming up as a genus epidemicus, or at least a group of drugs for the variant manifestation of the COVID?
Yes, tomorrow we are going to discuss that in detail.
Yeah.
Sir, one more thing, what we are observing, that we are facing the new problem of after this vaccination. After vaccination, the COVID positive, there is a complicated presentations are also coming up. I think where you can add that point also in the discussion part.
Yes, we are looking towards that information also, because unless we collect authentic information from official sources, we'll be taking up those things also again. Yeah. But most of the patients which we are getting, that they are developing, some of the patients are developing fatigue and intense weakness that may be persisting for up to 1 week post-COVID vaccination. And it varies from vaccine type also, like Covaxin and Covishield, and we do not know what kind of this Sputnik vaccine might be coming out with.
Sir, what is the CCRS stand for a post-vaccinated people, sir?
No, we do not deny, because vaccine is a good
no, sir.
Of
same prophylaxis. Prevention. Same prophylaxis.
Yes, prophylaxis for vaccine is, because this has started into now. More data is going to be collected over a period of time. How effective this vaccine actually has been, because it was also presumed that this may not have a long-lasting immunity. You may require a booster dose after some time, but all this data is yet to be accumulated by from the authorities.
Recently introduced.
Let's wait for that information, because
as of now we can give same arsenicol for them.
Yes, we can go on continuing giving that arsenic aluminum 30. We can always advise it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank
you.
Because
the data which we have collected till now, that whatever little small percentage of population who got COVID positive in our study, they were after 21 days of our arsenic aluminum 30. So that is what we are going to discuss tomorrow, whether it is to be repeated after 15 days or after 21 days. Till now, the advisory is repeating after 1 month.
Yeah. Okay, means the dosage, repetition, and the frequency, everything will be decided.
That may be changed, but we will be discussing in detail just tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Let us know, sir, after the this
Yeah,
thing
he said no,
outcome.
they will
Sure.
put it in the platform. Okay.
It will be coming, this advisory will be coming through Ministry of Ayush when we actually recommend it to the ministry.
And
Okay.
second,
Thank you, sir.
the second wave is not as like the previous one.
Yes,
The second wave symptoms are not like the
Yeah,
first
that's
wave.
what we were discussing
yes,
in variant
that,
way.
that symptoms we have collected
tomorrow.
because our studies, one another study is going on in JJ Hospital in Mumbai. So recent patients are admitted there in our study. So we have collected the symptomatology of all these patients who have recently got infected.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Sharing your knowledge as well as spending your valuable time with
Thank
us.
you so much.
And we are really enlightened to hear so many informations, and we are very proud and proud to say that CCRH could able to do and convince that the homeopathy is effective again, where it is a good reporting system as well as convincing. Even any authority should able to accept us as one of the important therapeutic system of medicine in the society, which is needed the day to day. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
So much. Thank you.
Thank you,
Now
sir.
I request our beloved patron, Dr. P.D. Patel, sir, a very senior practitioner, a classical homeopath, and leading the Karnataka Qualified Homeopathic Doctors Association for the last 28, 29 years, guiding so many students and other faculties. Sir, please address on this occasion.
Well, friends, before I say anything about the COVID medicines and all that, everybody is a physician, doctor using a lot of medicines and curing many cases. I would like to share one small experience which I had last week. One of my regular patients' family, who was totally away from all this COVID, suddenly came up with the COVID cases. And when we tried to probe into the history, what happened was they had a birthday party and with very limited people, and they called a professional photographer and with all that. And as now most of the educated people are turning towards the Western culture of sharing the food what we take. So you take one sip and give it to the other person, and then he sips up. With this attitude, the lady who was the head of the family shared an ice cream from the photographer. And within 3 days, she came up with slight symptoms. When it was tested, the whole family was positive. And that man, the photographer, was also asked to test. He had the COVID positive, but no symptoms. My request from this experience to all my doctor friends is, please tell your patients not to share food from others' plates. Food, chai, Coca-Cola, nariyal pani, kuch bhi ho, दूसरे के प्लेट में से मधु उठा के खाना. I'll take one bite from this, you take one bite from this. Pizza bites. Please do not do this, because this itself will spread a lot of COVID, and it's very fast spreading. According to Sanatan Dharma, there is a saying, Uchishtam Mahapatakam. You should not share anybody's food from their plate and eat it. So this is one I wanted to share with you, friends. Please follow this. Don't share from others' plates. Once it is shared, finish. Don't take one spoon from that. Again, one spoon, you take and again give the same spoon to them. Please do not do this. Now coming back to our webinar program, what we had. Really, we are grateful to our Vice Chancellor, Dr. Sachidanand. I have heard him many times. We have an homeopathic statement that unprejudiced observer. And I would say Dr. Sachidanand, in spite of being an allopathic surgeon and doctor, he has never been partial to any system. He has always encouraged all the systems of medicine under his university faculty. And he has been a very thorough and nice person, and a wonderful message he gave. Unfortunately, we couldn't have his last audio clipping, but he has been there with encouraging attitude towards homeopathy, especially. And every Hanuman's birthday, we have been having a program in the university. He has been allowing us conducting the program. Now coming down to the most important part of Dr. Anil Khuranaji. Dr. Anil Khuranaji, I have seen him from last 30 to 35 years, if I'm not wrong, where he was in the CCRH as RO. If you remember, RO or ARO. Anilji, do you remember you joined as ARO?
RA, research assistant.
Research assistant. From that time on, I remember, and to see you Director General, it really gives a great pleasure. And same attitude, humbleness, simpleness, that same thing he has maintained. God give him long life and more roles to play in spreading homeopathy and making it more powerful. And the presentations what he made was very excellent, very nice, so that such type of presentations from a CCRH Director General will encourage all homeopaths who are not only in this webinar, doing work in the villages, doing work in the remote areas, to do more and more and insist on giving homeopathy to COVID patients and other patients also. Thank you, Dr. Ankunaji, for a wonderful this thing. And now we have a next following it up is a very great session by Dr. Suvarna